troubleshooting part and other few points we didn't discuss. Okay, so just we'll go. Important thing about a OSI layer is what are these 7 layers? 7 layers are important. Okay, either top to bottom or bottom to top. Don't interchange the layers. It is because it's like a kind of a life cycle type only. It's a kind of life cycle only. Life cycle means step by step. Okay, either top to bottom or bottom to top. It's a kind of life cycle type only. Okay, so it should not interchange any layers in between, but you can go from top to bottom, bottom to top. 7 layers are there. It's a reference model. Use it to understand, create, troubleshoot the network. It is a standardized model by ISO. Okay, so open system interconnect. 7 layers, application layer. Yes, few things compulsory. You don't need to open your mic also, but you are also chant parallelly, like So when I say one by one, also you can keep telling like that. So that will create in your mind. So the image in your mind, it is what it is. You can able to remember, like in our childhood days. So teacher tell A for apple, then everybody said A for apple. So same thing, same concept. So that's how we learn, how we able to remember childhood classes like LKG, UKG, first class, second class. The basics we learn, basics we are using, but when we grown up, we forget things. Okay, so same thing we apply like application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and a physical layer. So total it is a 7 layers are there. 7 layers are there. Okay, so you can go, for example, some people think like, yes, sir, in my textbook, or I search in internet, or maybe I search it in Google, YouTube. So the guy is telling from physical layer to application layer. That is also correct. It's only hobby and how you understand, how you understand. Because packet don't build, don't build from the physical layer to application layer. The packet will build from application layer to physical layer. I will explain what is that packet building also. Take it. So here it is. I just explained about protocols directly, but I didn't deep explanation. I have not done. So we'll see that one also once. So protocols are used to while you are communicating in the network. Protocols are very useful in communicating in networking. It is not changing anything. Okay, so what is whenever we are in a college days, any academy time, so people tell protocol is a set of rules, and that's it. What is this set of rules? So when you are sending a request to the client, sorry, from client, you are guys, are you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
So this is my client PC. So for example, this is my PCA, my client PC, and here it is my server. For example, this is my web server. So for example, it is a web server. What is web server will do? Will give a web pages. It will give web pages. So what I am doing is the client send a request. Client send a request. Client send a request to the web server. Sending request. Which request? HTTP request. Because what client want a web page. Client want a web page from the web server. What it will send? It send HTTP protocol. Okay, it send request with the HTTP protocol. So it is HTTP protocol. Yes is there. So I will explain what is yes later, but in the request. Now server receives, and server is a web server. Server is a web server. Understand what client request it is. So it will provide a response according to it. It means it will give you either web page or 404 error. So depends upon that, it will give you a response. Okay. So server respond according to your request. So your request is HTTP request. This is a web server. That's only, it is just a web server only. For example, there is a client and send a request. Send a request is like this. It is a send a request. SMTP means mail request. So you want to take the mail or sending a mail to my mail server, not mail server, to web server. It is a web server, not mail server, right? So what it will do, it don't give any response. Won't work. Okay. So to communicate from client to server, and a client, the server will understand what is the client request. Will understand by protocol. Okay. So client send a request to the server, which request and which protocol. So server understand the protocol. If it is belongs to that one, so then it will respond according to it. If not, it won't respond. Okay? Or it will send some error like I'm not belongs to it. Okay, so that is a important. For example, this is a W3 schools website. This is W3 schools website. So I send a web request. I got this screen. If I send a FTP request, so what will happen? So we'll see. I'm going to send a FTP request. So it is showing something. Website want to open in this application. Okay, a website want to open in this application. Open Internet Explorer, something like that. It's okay. I'm canceling it. So instead of this, I'm using SMTP. Okay, it's showing directly google.com kind of stuff. Okay, it is a HTTP. So because Google is more intelligent, so it is trying to give you information related to SMTP, where SMTP word is used, not SMTP site. Okay, so, or NTP site. So for example, I want to use the NTP part. So understand main importance. That's all are wrong only, but point is, if you are using HTTP, means you are asking a web page from the web server. Your FTP, you are asking file server, like upload or download a files. If you are using SMTP, you are sending a mails, POP3 RMAP to receive a mail. NTP is for syncing the time, LDAP or a Kerberos for authentication. For remote access, SSH, Telnet, and RDP. So these are about protocols, and each protocol having a dedicated port number. So we have a 65,000 protocols are there, port numbers are there, 65,000 port numbers, and reserved port numbers are 1,024 port numbers are there, 1,000 port numbers. We cannot all remember all 1,000 port numbers. So I gave some frequently used protocols and port numbers. Both are frequently used. For example, you want to get an IP address from DHCP server, DHCP request. So what it is, the client send a DHCP related request using a protocol with a port number 67. Okay, the server receives, for example, server is a DHCP server. Server understand it is a request for a DHCP related request. So then it will respond. Okay, server means if it is a that server, DNS server. So DNS request. DNS server receive a request, which request with a port number 53. So then it is understand it is a DNS related request. Okay. So NTP to sync the time like this. You can see HTTP 80, HTTPS 443. What is S? S represent over SSL. HTTP protocol data transmission is a plain text type, means HTML, no encryption in it, just a plain text type only. But over SSL, it encrypts the data, so then data is secure. It encrypts the data, so the data is secure. The websites like this, w3schools.com. So we have a tutorialpoints.com. It does not, we no need to submit any data here. We don't do much things. Now it is having a login kind of stuff. This is does not have any logins here also. So see Java T point don't have any login. W3 schools are having it, but Java T point, tutorial points, so we don't download anything from here also. So it is literally not required HTTPS, still they are maintaining HTTPS. Mail communications, data security purpose, banking websites for data securing while transmitting data from client to server or assigned server to client. We have to secure the data. To secure the data, we have to encrypt the data using SSL certification or a TLS certification. We encrypt the data. Let's say it is a HTTPS. In FTP also there. FTP, VSFTP, SFTP. FTP is a plain text, like a plain wise, means you you are uploading a picture. Picture as a picture only. But SFTP, VSFTP, the picture is encrypted and forward. So that is over SSL type, SFTP, VSFTP. SSH and Telnet. So Telnet is also Telnet is a port number 23 for remote connecting, remote access purpose. So I have a remote server. I want to connect to this server and configure something from my client PC, from my PC. So that is I can use Telnet. But you are sending and receiving a data from the server, right? You're sending and receiving data. So then the data is not encrypted. It is a open. Anybody can understand what data you are sending. But you want to encrypt this data, so you can directly use SSH. So SSH encrypt the data using RSA algorithm. RDP, remote desktop protocol. Okay, RDP, remote desktop protocol. So in a Windows operating system, we are using this RDP part. So to connect a remote PC, so then we can entirely watch the desktop. SMTP to send a mail, POP3 and IMAP are used for receiving a mail. Okay, so guys, how to remember these port numbers and protocols based on their functionality. HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol, HTTPS, same HTTP over SSL. Web communication, file communication, file sender, upload or a download. These three sessions are belongs to remote access. This is with encryption. This is no encryption. This is remote desktop used in a Windows server. Some people are trying to remember based on the order, port number order, like a 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So they'll try to remember like that. That is the wrong way of remembering. Remember by grouping it. See, these are all three protocols used for three protocols are used for a mail communication. This is for sending, this is for receiving purpose. This is also remote configuration, like you can configure you can upload and download a configuration files for backup. Also used for a backup purpose. So here it is a IP address related. One is DHCP, you will give you, it will assign an IP address or it configure an IP address to the client PCs. DNS only, it will give an IP address of a domain or anything. For example, I open a website, I don't know IP address of this one. So DNS server give us an IP address to communicate to that server. Okay. You know the name, but you don't know the number. So DNS will help you to get the number. Simple. NTP to synchronize the time. Kerberos authentication, LDAP authentication. SNMP used in a monitoring. So these are the protocols and port numbers. So why I am telling these protocols and port numbers again? Okay, Naha came back. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, so these are the protocols and port numbers. This is about OSI layer, TCP IP layer comparison. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to one by one layer explanation. I have a PPTs, so then already I given those PPTs to you. So try to get it information from there. I'm trying to give a small explanation from here. So this is the OSI 7-layer model. The first three are, we call it as a upper and software layers. Transport layer, we call it as a heart of the OSI layer. Bottom three layers are hardware layers because direct hardware devices they are using. Already I told guys, OSI layer for understanding the layer functionality and very useful for a troubleshooting. Guys, application layer will be take care of these things. So, okay, application, client, and server application, protocols, and port numbers. To understand protocols and port number. What is this? The 7-layer application layer. It's all about client and server applications, protocols, and port numbers. So already protocols and port numbers we discussed, right? So client-side application means what? Client application means web browser is the best example. Web browser. I'm using web browser to connect a web server. Can I connect a web server from my command prompt? Can I connect a web server from this? What is this? Teams. Can I connect a web server from some different like a VLC player? No, right? You are accessing a websites means you have to use compulsory. You have to use a web browser, right? Web server, client side application. So this I put as client app, server app kind of stuff. You know, server side. server app, server application. The server side, server is a web server, right? So it's a web browser. Server side is a web server. How it become a web server? It is because of applications like IIS, Microsoft IIS is a web server. It's a web server. Web server, IIS, HTTP, Apache HTTPD, or you can say Tomcat, Glassfish. Like this, so many are there. So only one or two is enough to understand. For example, I'm using Outlook. What is a Outlook? It is so mail client. Mail client. Then mail client is there. What is the mail servers? Server side, mail server application, Microsoft, Exchange, Zimbra, like this. These are a for mail communication. What protocols and we are using? SMTP, POP3, IMAP. For web browser, HTTP, HTTPS. I'm using Putty here. Right, is showing different color. Putty. So this is the Putty. Okay, this is Putty. So through Putty, you can connect remote PCs using SSH, serial, Telnet, okay, raw connection, SSH base connection, or login like this. So Putty is an application. Okay, you can understand Putty application for remote access. It's like a SSH, Telnet, the client side application. Server side, SSH server, or Telnet server. So many are there. Depends upon why it is different colors, different sizes. So, FTP applications are there. For example, FileZilla application. FileZilla is an application. I think I have that one. FileZilla. This is the FileZilla application. cuteFTP, DecFTP, a lot of FTP applications are there. So in a remote site, we need what we need? FTP server, any FTP server and stuff. Okay, client side applications and server side. So each application works with a service. What service we can understand by their protocols and their port numbers. Already I given protocols and port number information here. Guys, this is a application layer work. Next, presentation layer. Next one is a presentation layer. So what I am doing is I'm cutting these things. should leave off of part, so that's why I'm explaining. The presentation layer. Presentation layer is important is what are the data? For example, here it is data is in the HTML format. Data is in the HTML format. See, this is the picture. So this is the picture. Some pictures are there, like this is the picture links, right? So when you are open something like you open Python, you want to learn Python. First thing is W3 skills only. You want to learn Java. First thing is W3 skills. See this. Okay. There's some pictures, links, GIFs. See it is shaking. It's like a GIF model, something it is. For example, you open how you like you want to learn Selenium or a AWS cloud. Taking time. So pictures are there, videos are there, right? So we are having a YouTube. So YouTube is a streaming related videos will be there. This is the picture. This is HTML format, text format, videos are there. When you are uploading and downloading different type of files, you are uploading and downloading. So what are the file? The file can be a text file or HTML, or it can be a JPG like a picture format, or music format, or a video format. Okay, or a GIF format. It convert into ASCII format. What is ASCII? What is ASCII?
Representation of alphabets into numbers, ASCII codes.
Very good. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Very good. So we are typing a letters or a numbers or a dashes or question marks or a greater than symbols or dots, comma, cap letters, small letters. Okay. So what are the thing you are what are the type of data? What are the thing it is? It's a numerical representation of this one will be there. So for example, A is equal to 30. So ASCII, A means as per the ASCII it is 30. It converts that your language, what are the thing it is in a high level language into ASCII format. Why? Because from ASCII is in a direct hexadecimal format. So then it easily convert into binary. Okay. So ASCII data, ASCII is just look like a numerical data. It's like a 30, 40, 51, 61, like that. So that is easily converted into binary format. It's compared to converting this MPA3 like this. Instead of this, it is converting directly from this data to binary format. That is difficult. But when you convert this data into ASCII format, then it is easily convert into binary format. So that's why it convert into ASCII format. American Standard Code for Information Exchange conversion. Next, it compress the data. So large data is size is there. Large data is compressed. Okay, compress the data. Actually, this is called encoding and decoding. So when it is sending, it encodes the data. When it is receiving, it decodes the data. And it compress the data. It compress the data and decompress the data. And it is sending, it compress the data, and it receiving, when it is receiving, it decompress the data. Encoding, decoding, compression, decompression, encrypting. Encrypt the data, so then it's very difficult to understand by others. Decrypting, almost impossible to understand by others. Like I'm using HTTPS, means or SSL certification. I'm encrypting this data while it is transmitting data from one end to another end. You may have seen this on WhatsApp, end-to-end encryption, end-to-end encryption. So you can see. So when you are send a time, like it will shows, it is a end-to-end encryption. What is end-to-end encryption means? So data is displayed on my screen, and it displays on the remote screen. Okay, but while it is transmitting data, data is encrypted. Okay, that is a three duties of presentation layer. Three duties of presentation layer. Then what is a session layer? What is a session layer? Session layer is actually when you are sending a request, when your client is sending a request, it creates a session ID, create a session, so then it generates a session ID. It maintains the session. Maintain a session. Maintain means when I'm sending a request, so here it is, I'm sending a request, I create a session. So along with my request, the session ID also there. So I send a request, right? So server received my request and server respond to my request. So finally I got it. Finally I received what are I sending it. So I'm maintaining the session till the completion of session. Okay, maintain the session and terminate. I received. I want to download a 10 MB package. So 10 MB file I want to download. I downloaded successful. Completed. So it terminate the session. Terminate the session. So what is a session layer? Session layer will create a session, maintain the session, and terminate the session. Is the session layer responsibility? You know, is it a correct or wrong? I don't know. So then just no, it's a timing is correct or wrong. Okay, example is correct. Example is correct. Just see. I'm telling a story here, guys. Try to understand the power of session layer. Okay, so 4 years back, the story is 4 years back. So really, I understand the importance of session layer here. So that's why I'm telling from here. The new thing, edit with the print TD. This is added here in the print bar. Good. Anything full screen, ruler, grid line, status bar. Okay. No bar. So I'm using a mobile. So I have to reservation. I have to do a Tatkal reservation at 10 o'clock. Okay, by 10 o'clock, the reservation will start. So I have to I have to join in next day. So to Pune office. So then I have to take a reservation, right? So I have to book a train. I have to take a ticket. So at 10 o'clock, because I always try to travel in a AC part only. Either third AC or second AC. First preference is second AC. Short distance, third AC. Long distance, second AC. In generally, that time. So this is the AC Tatkal opens at 10 o'clock. So what I have to do? I have a Wi-Fi router. I'm using a mobile phone. This is my Wi-Fi router. So very good internet connection with the Wi-Fi. Okay. So I open my IRCTC website, okay, because it's a scenario, troubleshooting scenario. IRCTC website. Website means I open IRCTC app. Okay. Client application, right? So I log in. I given all the details, confirmation. Then I'm in a payment option. Payment. When I click on I enter the payment thing. When I click on the confirmation time, what happened? Power off. What happened? Power cut. If power is cut, we don't have any backup supply in Hyderabad. So then obviously Wi-Fi is stop. Wi-Fi stop. What happened to mobile? Mobile is unable to connect to Wi-Fi, right? So Wi-Fi is stop. The internet is stop. But what will happen for mobile? Laptop is different. So what will happen to mobile if you are disconnected from Wi-Fi? Immediately what happen? Mobile will connect it to very good. No one is telling anything. Not listening. Not imagination. No imagination setting. No problem. It changed to 4G, right? Have you seen 4G symbol? You are connected in the data 4G symbol. If you are connected in a Wi-Fi, it shows Wi-Fi symbol and no 4G symbol here. Means you are connected to Wi-Fi. It is showing 4G means you are connected to 4G, not to Wi-Fi. Okay. So Wi-Fi is goes wrong, means Wi-Fi is down. So it will connect it to 4G. So different connection, same mobile, same application, but internet path is changed. Earlier this path, now this path. So what happened here? The payment thing is not happened. Okay, payment is stopped because of even you are connected to another
Session setup.
network, the session is changed. In a banking sector, session IDs are very important. Okay? Mainly why
While
this is
making online
important?
payments.
Yeah, online payments. Okay? The session ID is always important. Once you are connected with one network, you have to connect with the always same network. Or remote access related, remote sessions related, remote desktop related. Okay, so when you are accessing or you are connected to remote server, so something net is changed immediately, the session is also disconnected. So the session won't change. So automatically network will be whenever you change the network, the way of connectivity changes immediately. So obviously it's gone. So what happened? I have to close entire application, create a new session. I close. I can't continue the IRCTC immediately. I can go back and reserve again. Trying again is also not coming. Okay, so what happened? So I close entire application. I open the application. So again, when I open new application, then it is creating a session with this 4G network. This 4G network. So then I try to book a ticket, but it is not happen. Again, I book a ticket at 11 o'clock, non-AC. Okay, sleeper. So next, after few days of this incident is happened. So after a few days means almost like more than 6-7 months. When even though I have a Wi-Fi, I start using 4G when I'm trying to book the ticket. Because it's seconds of time, so within a seconds the tickets will be expired. So again reconnecting, connecting, that is a very big headache. So this is the for a session ID. One more example for a session. Guys, you are downloading a data from remote server, like you are downloading in your PC. For example, you are downloading 100 MB data, 100 MB data. Okay. For example, you already downloaded 90 MB. Internet got disturbance. Internet got a disturbance. Now the session is expired. Again, what to do? You have to download it from the
Redownload.
starting. Yes, very good. You have to re-download this entire 100 MB from 0 to 100 MB. Again, you have to download. Think about, you have a high speed internet, 100 MB data, no problem. Low speed internet, 100 MB, big problem. Or you want to download, for example, I'm also teaching lot of things are there. Anybody is interested to learn how to create a virtual machines and installing Windows 10 or Linux related. Okay, so usually I use like it's around 4 to 5 GB, sometimes more than it, 4 to 5 GB of OS drives like a Windows 10, Linux. Okay, so Windows servers, I download it from internet, and our students also usually download it. Some are having a weak internet, some are having a strong internet. So when we told how to download it, they use the Google Chrome and all, they download. The problem is power cuts, frequent power cut. Power cut is there, internet is disconnected. Mobile data is also not enough data sizes, right? So we are getting hardly 1 GB, 1.5, 2 GB per day. Again, you have to recharge with the additional data. And it is not continuous because you may get a calls in between, you may get some other disturbances, you have to go outside. So any disturbance occurs, you have to download it from starting only. So what is the solution? Use any free download managers. Try to use any download manager. Okay, so for example, I am using free download manager application. It's a free, no need to pay. And not only this, so in a download manager, one is a free download manager, FDM. Internet download manager is also there, IDM. FDM, IDM download managers will keep a track like for example, you download out of 4 GB, you downloaded today only 1 GB, and your internet is not good today, so you download up to 1 GB. That's it. So then you are close your system, completed night. The morning again you open this free download manager, it continue download. So you don't need to try to download from starting. So next day you download only 2 GB. Now total it is become 3 GB. So next day you download another 2 GB. Now it is become 5 GB. So totally you downloaded a 5 GB by 3 days. Okay, not required always same. You know, I downloaded my heaviest download for first time is Windows Vista. Next is Windows 2008 server. Windows Vista that time is around 4 GB DVD. Okay, no problem. Okay, it is a 4 GB data. 4 GB, almost 3.7 or 4 GB, 4.2 GB. Windows Vista operating system. Before Windows 7, Windows Vista is there. So I have to take the class for Windows Vista, but no operating system. Okay, so what I have done, I have to download. It took me almost more than 30 days. Meaning is That's around 1 month to download it, because that time my internet connection is for office 512 kbps, not mbps, 512 kbps. Download speed is 70 kbps. And my boss, my counselor, HR, all people are using internet. So obviously we don't get this much of speed also. Like it is a 1 kbps, half kbps speed only. So it is slowly bit by bit. I downloaded from the torrent site. Okay, using uTorrent or BitTorrent, I didn't remember. It is happened in a 2009. 2009. Okay, so what is the advantage of using download managers are there? The session will be saved. Session will be saved. So what are the downloaded in your system? That it is tracked. It is tracked. So it will continue your session as yesterday. Some downloads we required a login. You log in, you give all the information, then only download will be started. Okay,
Sir,
but download interrupted. Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
is there any time boundation in session?
Yeah, session. If in case a small
Because
interrupt
sometime
is occur.
when I use internet banking for long time, it's automatically log out and shows on screen that your
Okay,
session
okay.
is
Very good
time
question.
out.
Very good question. Very good. Guys, before that one small point I want to tell. Any interruption is occur. Okay. For example, internet is you are using, any interruption is occurs. Small interruption, like a 5 seconds, not big deal. Okay. Your session won't expire. Okay. Session won't expire. It's small interruption, like 5 seconds. But 15 seconds interruption, session will be terminate automatically. That's the first point in general. And you ask very good question, guys. That is when you use a banking or you are applying a application like a passport application, some websites you are applying it. So you have to finish in 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, session will be expired. You cannot use for 10 minutes, like 1 or 2 hours. Continuously can't use it. So some are like within 3 minutes, you have to complete your task. Like you want to do some transaction. You open it, do it, and close it. Okay. For example, I open YouTube in a morning day. So day starts, I open YouTube. Day completed, I close YouTube. Okay, what it will do? We thought we open, that's it. No. It is refresh by browser every particular interval of time. Okay, sometimes the website will refresh. So then it continue this session, means or recreate the session. Recreate the session. If the session is about to expire for a particular bit of time, so then it is refresh automatic. For banking website, refresh is not allowed. Back buttons, refresh things are not allowed. So you cannot put a back button for a banking website. If you click on back button, so your session will be gone. If you do refresh, session will be gone. It depends upon the website developer and web server. Okay. So what they will do it, so they will put some session timed out also. Some people 90 seconds, some people 1 minute, some people put a 3 minutes, some people put a 15 minutes. Session timeouts means within that time you have to complete your work. If you cross the time, session will be expire. So you have to log in again. So then new session will be created. Okay. Session layer is a very smallest thing in a OSI layer for explanation. But if you explain, it take more than 1 hour. To only one single line session layer. So I hope you got the point, guys. When you try to connect the server, session will be created and it will be maintained until it is terminated. So when it will be terminated, once whatever the things you received, so then session will be expire automatically. Or any interruption is occurs, session will be okay. So that is a simplest point about a session layer. Okay, so presentation layer, encoding, decoding, compression and decompression, encryption, decryption. Session layer is it will create a session, maintain the session, and terminate the. The next one is a transport. Transport is a very big one. Transport is a very big one. So, but I'm trying to cut out. Okay. I want to try to reduce the total size of transport layer. Very big one. So transport layer is mainly heart of OSI layer. It is provide a end-to-end connectivity. Take care of so sort of things. Okay. It segment the data. So first is segmenting means chop data into small pieces. Okay. Pieces. The size is between 64 bytes to 1500 byte. Size. Minimum size is 64. Very good, thank you. Because of auto correction, it is happened like that. Not always trust the auto correction. Okay. So segmenting means the data means separate the data. Numbering and sequencing. What is numbering? What is the meaning of numbering? Numbering and sequencing. It means when you put these segments are there, no, means small parts are there. It put a number on it. Okay, so it will create a order on it. Okay, so what it is useful for a error correction purpose. So it is useful for a error correction. So I am giving an example here. Try to understand. For example, I have a data is hello, how are you? So it will divide this data like this. I'll divide this data. It is a packet number 1 by 4. Okay. This is a packet number 2 by 4. This is 3 by 4. This is 4 by 4. You know, when you are taking a printouts, why this is not happening like this? whatever it is. So what happened here it is, this is the data. I divide this data into separate parts. I divide this data into separate parts like this. This is the first part and this is second part. This is third part. Okay. This is fourth part. Okay. So this is, I divided data into 4 parts. I put a numbering and sequencing. So what happens? Why we need this one is first also we can understand here it is. For example, when I send at a receiving side, okay, at a destination, so FS and entire packet and entire data without dividing it. So how? This much data only received, okay, not full data. So it is a error. So what destination said? Not received, error. Again I'm sending a data. Again I'm sending a data. Now what happened? Something is missing. Something is missing. Something is changed. Okay, like this. For example, you send a message to your girlfriend. So it is, how are you? And by mistake, entire packet is, while it is traveling from one place to another place, size is big one. Okay, some error is occur. The name is changed like this. What happened? Happy ending. Okay, so what we are doing here it is, we divide the data into small parts. We send the packets one by one. So first hello, then how, then are, then you. At the destination, it will check it. For example, this is missing. So at a destination, I received these packets. Only this part I missed. So some part is missing. So what is the destination will do? This is the source. So really for explanation, I need this one. Typing is not useful there. So look at here, guys. This is a source. This is destination. So I'm sending a packets. So the packet is hello, how are you, right? This is the packet. This is the message. And it is divided into 4 parts. Now, when I send it, one by one it will receive, right? So destination, this is source. Destination received hello. Then it will tell I received hello 1 by 4 received. Okay, like this. This packet one is received. How? Received. Okay. And I send first hello, I send hello, received. I send a second one, how? Received. Third one, I send a third one. So then it, here it is. I send a second one. I send a third one. Okay, I send a third one, not received. I send a fourth one. This is fourth one, received. It is a yes, received. The third one didn't send any reply, no acknowledgement. So what I will think? First received, second received, third, fourth received, but third one is missing. So I will send a third one only. I will send a third one. So then it is received. So I said it received. So this is called a error correction. This is called a error correction. Now source, send a packet. Now every packet is received at a destination, but the meaning is hello. Meaning is hello, how you are. For example, the destination is English teacher. Okay, or only English medium person. So what happened? Yeah, you are grammatically not good. So let's happy ending. So what we will do it? The destination should understand, rearrange the packets. This is the packet 1 by 4, this 2 by 4, this 4 by 4, and it is 3 by 4. So we have a numbering and we can do sequencing. Like hello, how, instead of putting U, I put R because it's the third one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will rearranging it. Now display correct message. I hope you understand, guys. Understanding? Numbering and sequencing. We divide the data into small parts. We put a numbering on it. If one part of data is missing, we can easily resend. That is called a error correction at a transport layer. Okay. And also because of numbering is there, so we can order it in a proper sequence and we construct the original message at a destination. So that is the advantage of this one. You guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So actually I have to type all these things here, but I am not able to type again. So then it becomes so how are you? So we have to put at least 3-4 lines, which gives this explanation. So no problem. Okay. So first one is segmenting, sequencing, and numbering. Fourth one is flow control, or we can say windowing. What is this flow control and windowing? Look at here. For example, I have a PC, I have another PCs. Okay. So this PC is a 10 Mbps connection. Think like this is a 100 Mbps connection. I type 100. And this is 1 Gbps high speed. This is 100 Mbps. Not same speed. So 1 Gbps means 1 GB data per 1 GB, not a bit, a byte, it is bit. 1 GB bit per second. Okay, 1 gigabit per second. Okay, so that much data. For example, I send a data to this PC. This PC cannot receive this much big data. This is a 1000 Mbps. So 1000 MB data, if I send, it cannot understand, so it cannot receive entire data. So I send a data, even chopped also, I send a multiple packets. I keep sending 10 packets. I send a 10 packets, for example. First of all, understanding one only, I told example, just go through the second one. It is, I send a 10 packets. And similarly, this PC also getting data from other PCs. So what happened? The port is very busy. Port is very busy. So when I'm sending a 10 packets, it receives only 6 packets this time. So I will understand. So only, sorry. Get here it is. This is A, this is B, this is C. Okay. B send a packet to A. A received a packet. B sending two packets to A. A will receive it, right? So what I've done, I send a 10 packets, for example. 10 packets I send. Okay. Now A can able to receive only 6 packets this time. Received 6 means 4 dropped. So again I have to send 4 packets again. Right? Again I send 10 packets. So this time APC received a 7 and it dropped 3 packets. Again I have to send 3 packets. Again I send 10 packets. Again I send a 10 packets. A receives only 3 packets and sorry, not 3 packets. Received 5 packets and 5 are dropped. Okay. Meaning is depends upon traffic at this PC, it can able to receive the maximum packets. Okay. So it can be a 5 or 6 or a 7, not 10 out of 10. Maybe 10 out of 10, or it can be received more. There's a lot of argument. Point is, at this particular time, how many packets A can receive average? So either 5, 6 or 7. Okay. So B estimates how many packets A can able to receive. B estimates how many packets A can able to receive. So based on that, so it will send a packet. Why? Because reduce number of dropouts. Reduce number of dropouts. Why? To reduce the number of dropouts, because you have to send it again. Understand, guys? You are sending 10 packets. 10 packet received, no dropout. No problem. You send it 10 packets, 9 received, 1 dropout. Not problem. You send 10 packets, and 6 received, 4 dropout. Problem. Again, you have to send 4 packets again. You have to send 4 packets again. Sending a 1 is no problem, but again 4, again 3, again 4, again 5, again 3, again 4, again 4. So that is what will happen. Instead of what are the packets you are sending, again you are sending same packets, some of the same packets you are sending. It will delay. It will create delay is high. Delay is high. Keep track of packets means rearranging mechanism again should be work. Rearrangement of data, numbering and sequencing again that process has to be then. So delays, process burden, processing these packets. Okay, so number of acknowledgement and more traffic. So because of some traffic we are getting problem, so then more traffic. So for example, you are going on a road, you go with some speed like a 30, 40 speed, it is good. Okay, so you are following the traffic part like a 30 or 40 speed you are following, or 50 maximum. You want to go like a rush road, but you are trying to put more pressure on it. You're moving, some people are there like usually auto drivers, cab drivers. what they do, so if one side is blocked, they don't wait. They don't wait. So they will turn, because that the whole turning will cover more distance, wastage, and as well as more traffic is creating, more wastage, more petrol, more cost, more time. You wait for 2 minutes, you will cross the signal. You don't wait, you are not having estimation of the time, or you are not with the EG speed. So what happened? More wastage. So like this, estimate the client re receiving capacity. Based on that, you have to control it. So you have to deliver the packet. So source sends, estimate the destination receiving capacity. Receiving packet capacity at a time. That is called a flow control or windowing. So that is the last point, fourth point. What is this third point? It is multiplexing and demultiplexing of protocols into TCP and UDP. So why I'm telling like this? Because this is the last point, and one more point is there, that is we will add it. One more point I have to add here. So because this TCP UDP, I have to add those things here. Anybody having an idea what is TCP UDP?
Only TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, not UDP.
Transmission control protocol. Very good. Then what is UDP?
User datagram protocol.
Very good. User datagram protocol. So what is this TCP UDP? What is the TCP? What is UDP? Okay, so both are protocols, but it is a type of
So
protocol.
TCP giving feedback, but UDP not giving feedback.
Very good. Very good. So TCP is a acknowledgement based protocol. Here it is, no acknowledgement. No acknowledgement kind of course, TCP UDP, the original part is also there, but we are all trying to learn a basic model only. Okay, so for example, this is the source and this is destination. So if I'm using a protocol, for example HTTP protocol, okay, so TCP type protocols are there, UDP type protocols. So TCP type protocol behavior is like this. Okay, if I send a packet to destination, so when destination received a packet, destination send a acknowledgement what is the destination will do? Destination will send acknowledgement to the source. Like I received it. Like I ask a question, you give an answer. Okay. Or if I ask like, are you able to hear? You said yes. It means it's a two-way communication. Means I know, I can understand you received it. Very simple example. It's a messaging system, right? So here it is. Can you see? What is the meaning of this blue check marks and gray check marks? And single check marks, gray check marks, single check marks. Tell me. Meaning is single check mark means I send packet. Okay, I send a message. I send it, that's it. Send successful. If it is showing like a clock symbol like this, it means I put a sending, but really it is not sent. It is still it is there. Actually, yesterday it is happened. My internet got a disturbance. So when I send the class scheduling yesterday, so here it is. Like this. This is when I send this one at 10 o'clock. Not at exactly 10 o'clock, 9:30. I send this message. 9:30, 9:40. By that time, I send this message, but it is not sent immediately. It is showing the time part. Okay, so then once we are came home back, so then it is the internet is connected. Then it is sent successful, right? It's a delivery information, right? We can understand, yes, send is successful. Two double check marks with a gray color. What is the meaning? In WhatsApp, I sent it, other person received, but not yet checked. If it is showing like this, meaning is other person is checked. So it confirms the message you send, not yet send, not sending it is there is an internet issue, sent, received, read. Here it is in our place also. Our A send a message to B. Okay, I send a packet. B received a packet. And B send an acknowledgement. Yes, I received this packet. So A understand, yes, B received it. So then it will send a second one. Okay, so again, B send a acknowledgement. Yes, B received a packet. Similarly, so for example, third, I send a packet. So D is not received. So what it is done, it not sending any acknowledgement. No acknowledgement at all. So what happened? So I'm going to, I'm sending another packet. Meanwhile, I don't sit in my home, right? So that, so means PC want to wait for acknowledgements. In generally, it will send a packet and also counts. So what are the acknowledgements it is received? So I received acknowledgement for a 1, 2, and 4. And where is the third acknowledgement? Not received. So then when I recognize third packet acknowledgement is not yet received, then I will send a third packet again. Then when I received a third acknowledgement, yes, very good. So finally, destination received a packet. So this is a difference between, so this is the how TCP protocols will work. Okay, how TCP protocols will work. In UDP protocols are work like this. I have a source and I have a destination. I send a packet. I'm sending a packet to the destination. Destination received a packet. Send a packet to destination. Destination received a packet or not, I don't know. Important is I didn't get any information from the destination whether destination received packet or not. But if destination received or not, I have to keep sending a packets without worrying about whether it is destination received or not. Okay, so that is a UDP type. So you can reduce the sizes also. This is we have to increase. Yes, it's examples of TCP type protocols are there. HTTP protocol, SMTP protocol, FTP protocols like this. Examples for UDP protocol is okay, DHCP protocol, TFTP protocol, DNS protocols are examples. So it's a TCP type protocol, UDP type protocol. Okay, size is not enough. That's why it is keep changing its size. Okay, it is reliable. Reliable. It is non-reliable. It is reliable. It is non-reliable. Understand? Why it is a reliable? Because acknowledgement. We know the client received a packet. Here, no acknowledgement. We don't know client received a packet or not. Received or not received, we don't know. We don't check it. Okay. So reliable, non-reliable. One more is there. What is it? Is connection oriented. Connectionless. Guys, lot of people think, even my college lecturer, okay, I didn't remember who taught me about this class. I didn't remember exactly lecture, but I heard this thing from 2-3 members. So that is connectionless, meaning is Wi-Fi. Connection oriented means wide network. No guys, no, because STTP, I'm currently connected with a Wi-Fi, means it is UDP. No, it is a behavior. Based on the behavior of your protocol, we call them as a connectionless or a connection oriented. It is not belongs to wide or wireless. Connection oriented means it is a two-way communication. Connection oriented is a two-way communication. So for example, look at here. Is a one person, right? He says something. Other person said like yes sir, no sir, understand, not understand. Okay, or like we received it, copy that, Roger that, like that. Okay, so it is we are sending, destination is telling we received. That is connection oriented. Connection oriented. Connectionless. In some classes, I will get this connectionless from some people. It means I speak, other person listening or not listening, I don't know. because of that hobby, I keep telling. So I don't ask you questions also. Sometimes I forget to ask you questions because this thing is happened very recent batches. So I'm not asking you questions also. Even sometimes you guys also not giving answer, right? Sometimes. Okay. So don't be like this, guys. So try to in a two-way communication that will give you more understanding and remembering. Like you are watching a thing from YouTube, right? So for example, I open yesterday one only. I have this is the good one. For example, I try to learn something from this class. Okay, so what I have to done? So I open it. I'm listening. Whether you listen or not listen, this person don't know, right? This person don't know whether you're listening or not listening. Okay, but here it is two-way interaction. You are sitting in a classroom. It is two-way interaction is there. So this person knows you received the information or not. So that is called a connection oriented. This is connectionless. Connection oriented connection. Django quick start for a beginners. Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, everything in 23 minutes. Very good. This is one more channel, guys, for Python, not for learning Python. So like you are already started a Python, you know the basics of Python, then you can go for this one because her channel contains lot of things, including like list comparisons, Flask, web app, Django. This is Django new one. Yesterday's only. Okay, so that's why it is. So this is a Flask 10 months back. Okay, and also a recursion. A TK Inter. First time I learn thing from her channel is a TK Inter, GUI programming. Okay, so beautiful scope, pandas. This kind of stuff we can easily learn. It's another YouTuber. Okay, that's one good channel. It is. So simply it is. She don't know whether I am listening or not listening kind of. So that is a wired or wireless is not the point, guys. Connection oriented means the protocol behavior is it will check the acknowledgement whether client is or a destination received a packet or not. Connection less represent the the destination whether the destination received a packet or not. So we don't know. That is a connectionless. So TCP is a acknowledgement based protocol, reliable, connection oriented. Examples of transmission control protocol is HTTP, SMTP, FTP protocols. Examples for a TCP type protocols. TCP type protocols. Okay, acknowledgement base. If there is some questions will be there. So I got this question means some from interviewer to the student. So then student shared that question to me. So the question is like this. TCP, sorry, UDP is a connectionless protocol. UDP is a connectionless protocol. Then how it is connects. Then how it is connects. So again telling guys, connection oriented or a connectionless. It not belongs to any wired or wireless or connection related. It is because of acknowledgement based, no acknowledgement based protocols, because that one only we are calling it is as a yeah, this is about a transport layer. Transport layer is much bigger than any other layers. Okay. There is a three more layers are there. One is network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. So this is a transport layer. So I want to add one more point in the transport layer I said as earlier. So transport layer. Okay, so guys, PDU means packet data unit. Okay, data in any layer called PDU. Okay, so this remember PDU means packet data. Data in the what are the data format it is, either it is encrypted format or it can be compressed or encoded, decoded, or just a normal data. Here it is. Okay, so session layer added. Okay, the session ID, whatever it is, the data is the data and it is called a PDU. In a transport layer, what happens? So we are doing a segmenting, right? So what will happen here? It is TCP header added to your PDU. So this is called a segment. This is called a segment. So TCP header means the TCP header information about TCP header means TCP header means very simple. We can say about a segmenting information, numbering, segmenting, numbering, sequence orders. Okay. Protocols we are using TCP UDP protocols. That information will be added to header, means added to as a header side to the PDU. PDU means data. PDU means data in the upper layers. So this is called a segment. This is called a segment. Segment. It's called a segment. Okay, so this segment is sent to network layer. Anybody need a break?
No, sir. Continue.
Very good. Segment sent to network layer. Continue means, yeah, okay. I will finish very easily. This is okay. Network layer, again, network layer is again big layer. It is not as a transport layer, but network layer very simple. So we received a segment. We received a segment. So what is happening here for a segment? It is so in a network layer, two things will be added. One is routed protocols. Another one is routing protocols. What is routed protocols means IP address. Routing protocols, we already know routing protocol, RIP, version 2, EIGRP, OSPF. This is a IGP, Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. Next, EGP, Exterior Gateway Protocol, like a BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, ISIS protocols. This information will be added, exactly say IP address will be added to here, for example, network header. Will be added to your segment. What is a PDU here? It is segment is a PDU. The PDU is a segment. Your PDU is called a packet. So what is this network header? Source IP address. What is a network header? Is source IP and destination. Source IP address and destination IP address is a network header is added to your segment. Then your PDU become a packet. So each one is a PDU. No, so here it is also your header is added to PDU, but this is also a PDU. Packet data unit means this packet data unit from transport layer. Packet data unit from transport layer is segment. Packet data unit from network layer is packet. Packet means contain source IP address, destination IP address, and a segment from transport layer. And this packet sends to layer, data link layer. Yeah, we can add into bottom, but better we'll have a big line. We'll finish it this and we'll take a big break. Guys, yesterday I forwarded one video, 1 or 2 videos I will forward. Okay, so compulsory check it. Compulsory go through this video, guys. Work group and domain active directories, their definitions also there. Last class video also will forward. Okay, in this one, mainly in this one, there is a how to create a username in a server, how to log in from the client, and how to send a request kind of stuff also there. Please check that one. So data link layer. So network layer packet is there, no, that will be come to this data link layer. In data link layer, so 2 layers are there. One is LLC, another one is a MAC layer. 2 layers are there. Logical link control. LLC. So mainly it is dealing with the WAN protocols. So normally WAN, some people think WAN protocols means it's a layer 3 protocol because IP address is communicate in a WAN ways also, right? So but actually WAN protocols are in the logical link control layer only. It is a what is this WAN protocols are there? Now what are the WAN protocol? Are a frame relay. Frame relay is one of the PPP point to point protocol. Point to point protocol is a WAN protocol. SDLC by Cisco, that is also WAN protocol. Frame relay, MPLS, these are the WAN protocol. Guys, as we stated earlier, based on the size of the network, we call that one as a LAN and MAN. Not exactly. Personally, depends upon the administration point. So we can call that one as a LAN and WAN also. Administration point of view. So this is the LAN, a single LAN. This is a network, single LAN. And here it is a router, connected it. So we already know what is the root default gateway and all. So this is the LAN, this is the router. Okay, I have another LAN. I have another LAN. I have a router. In those premises also I have a router. This is one more LAN and I have a router also. What is router? So you connect a router in a LAN manner, means basic Ethernet connection, like how you connect your PC to your switch or switch to router with a normal cable or normally. So then if you are connecting like this, and this is also one big LAN. Even though you are using a router, you connect it very straight like this. So then it is also become a big LAN with the different networks. Okay, but if in case you are connecting through WAN and implemented a WAN protocols here, so you have to connect based on WAN link. You have to connect based on WAN link. Okay, at least V.35 cable. Okay, or some WAN link, serial port communication, and both sides you have to implement WAN protocols. You are making a connection between these routers using WAN links and WAN protocols. For example, you implemented PPP. And these two are connecting using PPP. Means it is a WAN only. That is, this is one LAN and this is LAN. So when we are how you are connected to WAN using router. So through WAN protocols. If you don't implement WAN protocols or WAN links, it is not a WAN. Irrespective of why, both can be in the same room. In my room only, I can take 5 computers separately, a router, a switches, and router to router connection is V.35 cable, and I implemented router to router communication is PPP or SDLC, or maybe a frame relay or things. Okay, so then it is WAN. So logical link control is a one layer, MAC layer, 2 layers are there for a data link layer. Next one is a MAC layer. We all know what is a MAC. Media access control, 48-bit in a number. Okay. Next, what are the things will added to your data link layer? So first of all, we'll see that one. Data link layer, data header, as packet from network layer, and data tail. Exactly what will happen. Data header means source MAC address as destination MAC address you can put a caps or small, no problem, plus your packet PDU, so packet, plus data tail means CRC, then it is become frame, then it is become frame. But what is this CRC? Cyclic redundancy check. Cyclic redundancy check, CRC. What is the use of this CRC? This is the definition. What is use of this CRC? Cyclic redundancy check. Dependency check. No one is saying anything. No CSE people. Okay. This is for a error checking purpose. At error correction, error checking. Error checking is happen at a data link layer, transport layer, error correction. Error correction means how it is correct the error, whether packet is delivered to the destination or not. If it is delivered, okay. If it is not delivered, again, it will send it back. Send the packet again. So that is called error correction. That is how it is do error correction. You don't repair anything. TRC is when destination received a packet, it check the data is good or corrupted. So it is for error checking purpose. Packet data is good or not. So error checking. So I click redundancy check. So here it is. Source MAC address, destination MAC address is your data header, and your packet data tail is CRC. Okay, data tail is CRC. So totally become frame. Then frame sends to physical layer. Right. So then what is the physical layer? Last part in our OSI layer, guys. Today is without any additional information. I took a big class today. Recording or stop there. Some people left also. We'll complete this one. So physical layer. Sometimes one single layer explanation is also there. So when we are received a frame, the frame is converted into bit stream. Frame is converted into bit stream. Now bits and bytes it is converted to bit stream. Next, bit stream again converts into electrical signal, the light wave, radio signal, okay, light wave. Someone send a message. Frame size is not bigger than yes, packet size, frame size, because CRC is adding, right? So CRC MAC address is adding. So obviously total size will be added. Yeah. We'll give, so once this is completed, I'll give you a break. Okay. So bit stream again converts into electrical signal, radio signal, or a light waves. So this is a point. Okay. So based on what? Based on what media you are using. For example, you are using normal Ethernet. Like a UDP or a STP cables. It's an electrical signal. It is a electrical signals. Okay. And if you are case, you are using Wi-Fi kind of stuff, radio signal. So like a 2.4 gigahertz mail signals are there. Light waves. So when we use light wave is a fiber channel. When you are using a fiber channel, so obviously it is light wave signal. So this is your physical layer. So actually I don't want to go to explain any OSI layer part. So fast that it is, I explained it. Can make it, this is a bigger. Okay. So anyway, understand what is the application layer will take care of applications like a web browser, Outlook, or a Putty. These are RDP, like a mstsc, Microsoft Terminal connection, server connection. Okay, so that is like a application for and server side applications, protocols and port numbers. Protocols and also we are already given a protocols and port number information. What is a presentation layer? What is a session layer? Also we discussed. Next, transport layer. So once again, better go to application layer is about a client and server side applications and protocols and port numbers are by application layer. Understanding client requirement, client request, that is by application layer. Okay. So next, presentation layer about encoding, decoding your data into ASCII format to normal format. Compress and decompress the data, encrypt, de-encrypt the data. Session layer is create a session, maintain the session, and terminate the session based on the connectivity. Transport layer having a more thing, it provide end-to-end connectivity, it segment the data, sequence and numbering, and multiplexing, demultiplexing of protocols into TCP, UDP, flow control. And after whatever the data is there earlier, it is only, we call it as a PDU. Now the data PDU is converted into segment by adding a TCP header. The segment is sent to the network layer. So network layer add the source IP address, destination IP address to the segment. So obviously it is become a packet. Okay. Source IP, destination IP address is added to the segment, then it is become packet. Okay, and also it may, if required, it will add a routing information also. It will add a routing information to your segment. So your packet now, what is the source IP, destination IP, and routing information. So this packet will send to the data link layer. The data link layer having a two sub layers. One is LLC, another one is MAC. So logical link control, which is actually dealing with your WAN protocols. If you are not using in a WAN, so it is nothing is there. If you are using LAN, WAN protocols are not there. In WAN only WAN protocols are there. The MAC address, media access control. So we know that when media access control is given by manufacturer of NIC, and it is 48-bit number, 12 hexadecimal. So source MAC address, destination MAC address is added to your packet plus a CRC. CRC means cyclic redundancy check. It is used for error checking. Okay, frames and packets to physical layer. Physical layer according to your physical media or connectivity. The frame is converted into bit stream. The bit stream is converted into either electrical signal. If you are using Ethernet, wired connectivity, wireless wired connectivity, or otherwise it will convert into radio signal to based on your, if you are using Wi-Fi kind of stuff. If in case you are directly connected to the fiber channels, then the signal is converted into light wave. Okay, so this is your OSI layer, guys. So all of these remaining thing I explained earlier. If possible, after break, I will explain how to troubleshoot using OSI layer, or otherwise I will give you a small introduction to any other. So take a break, take 10 to 15 minutes of break. Okay, so take 10 minutes, 15 minutes like that. First, I will give you 10 minutes. Meaning is 12:55 or 1 o'clock. Okay. Come back by 1 o'clock. Come. I will start by 1 o'clock. So whatever it is, you have to try to complete 10 to 15 minutes. So 5 minutes plus or minus, no problem, guys.